All right, so you're going to open up to the next available page in your language composition notebook. We do not have the foldable in our packet that we are going to be using today. If you were in class yesterday, I handed this out in class. If you are in class today, you will be getting this in class. So the sheet that we are going to cut out and glue in as a foldable looks like this, and says Demonstrative Pronouns up at the top. The notes that I have for this page are quite a bit to handwrite, so I figured I'd give you guys a break and type this up for you as a foldable, so there's not as much to write. So when you have this sheet, you're going to cut it out all the way around the outside and then glue the whole back side down. There's nothing fancy about it. Okay, so it's just like that when you're done, and then we'll glue it in. And then our title up at the top is going to be Demonstrative Pronouns. Okay. Now, demonstrative pronouns, luckily, they're a lot easier than the pronouns that we've worked with because there's only 4 of them. And they're pretty common in sentences, so they're pretty easy to spot, which is nice. So you have these 4, this, that, these, and those are all demonstrative pronouns. So demonstrative pronouns, like the definition says here, replaces nouns, specific people, or things that have been previously mentioned in the sentence, and they tell us whether it is replacing a singular or a plural noun. These replace singular nouns, this and that. These replace these. These 2 words replace plural nouns. Okay? And then it also tells us if it's close by or far away. This and these kind of give you the hint that something is close by. This book, these shoes, and you're probably pointing to whatever item you're talking about. But that and those kind of tell you that it's far away a little bit. So that is what demonstrative pronouns are. Let's give you some examples. So in the this and that box, replaces singular nouns. This means something close by. I'll give you an example. This is very smelly. Now we don't know what is very smelly because the pronoun is replacing the noun to what is actually being talked about or what is smelly. But we do know that they're probably pointing to it saying this is very smelly. So it's probably close by. That is something far away. So an example, you can smell that. Oops, smell. Sorry, that's an E. Smell that from here. So this, something close by, this is very smelly. But then once you use that in a sentence, you can smell that from here. It's giving you that hint that 1, it's one thing, so it's singular, and 2, that it's kind of far away or not necessarily right next to you. Now the words these and those replace plural nouns. These books, those shoes. So these, again, means something close by. An example, these smell rotten. Chances are you're talking about something that's near you or right in front of you or that you're actually smelling at that moment. Those, something far away. And here's an example. Do not paint those. So chances are you're probably pointing at something when you're using this as a pronoun in a sentence. However, you'll see that there's another box down at the bottom that says pronouns versus adjectives. These words are pronouns, like we can see, because in the sentences that we have here, they are replacing the noun. These smell rotten. Could be shoes smell rotten. Could be eggs smell rotten. We don't know what it's talking about, but the pronoun is replacing what is being talked about. And so that's why these are called demonstrative pronouns. Well, these four words can also be used as adjectives, and they're called demonstrative adjectives. So they are the same words, can be considered demonstrative adjectives. The adjectives, or if it's being used as an adjective, they modify pronouns or nouns. Pronouns. Sorry, I can't spell today. Or nouns. So they're acting as a descriptive word, which is what an adjective is. It's describing a noun. So they're not replacing the noun. It's not just by itself. Like, these smell rotten. It would say these shoes smell rotten because it's describing the shoes. Not just saying any old shoes, but these specific shoes. They can't stand alone. Or play the role of a noun. So we have some examples, and you know what? I didn't make this box big enough, so I will probably continue onto the notebook paper here, and that's fine. Hopefully you have enough room. If you don't, go on to the next page. That's fine too. This soup is very smelly. Okay, I'm going to give you an example of each of the words here. You smell that factory from here, or you can smell that factory from here. These apples smell rotten. And the last one, do not paint those fences. Okay, so you'll see, and sorry that it's cut off here and I didn't give you enough room, but you'll see that they are right before a noun. So this soup, it's talking about a specific noun. It's not just saying soup is very smelly, it's saying this soup. So that's why it's acting as an adjective. It's describing that. You can smell that factory, these apples, those fences. That is how they're acting as adjectives in this section here. Okay, so just be careful. Pronouns, when they're demonstrative, are by themselves. These smell rotten. Do not paint those. You can smell that from here. But if they have a noun right after that they're describing, they are demonstrative adjectives. Okay? What I will do is zoom out so you can copy down the notes if you need to. Otherwise, you have a Google form that is attached to this assignment, so you can stop the video and start doing that. Let me know if you have any questions.